Hey guys, at OSReviews.com, today we have a very special look back at pagers. This is actually a Motorola PageNet pager. I'm not sure exactly on the specification and models, but this was a fairly popular model, of course, to be landed in on my hands today. It's interesting because pagers have been discontinued for a very long time, but I managed to dig some of these up, and I just wanted to show you again of how far we've gone in terms of cell phone technology, and just a look back in general. Pagers themselves offer wireless capabilities, and if somebody wants to send you a text message, it's basically the same thing I'd say of a modern day text messaging product. So someone can send you a text message, and you'll see the text messages on the multi-line monochrome display. You can read the display, and you can basically be notified of certain events via a wireless, kind of like a cell phone network that will provide the service, just like texting services that you have to pay monthly fees. But what's interesting is that earliest pagers could not actually send back messages, but more recent pagers, or of course they're not that recent anymore, but of course in the early 2000s at least, should have had pagers where you could actually reply. So it's basically the same thing when we're talking about the last pagers that we ever seen in the face of the planet Earth. We're talking about pagers that are basically the same thing as a cell phone, except without the voice capabilities. Now that's pretty interesting, so I decided to give this a go. We have two versions here, a black and a translucent brownish color, and we'll show you that. So it comes with a nice little case, which is fits nicely with the product, and you can attach it to your belt, and it's just nice that it comes included with the box. So that's pretty cool. Pagers themselves aren't that expensive either. They're just around $70 to $100 even new. These days, you can definitely find it for, well, unless it's a collector's item, you can definitely find it for around $30. If you want to buy two, maybe even that price. The screen is fairly easy to read in direct sunlight. There is actually a backlight. That's pretty interesting. There's a loudspeaker on the right-hand side. It's pretty loud. It's kind of like a beeper. There's a reward if found, and of course it just runs on one AAA battery. The battery life lasts for a very long time. It's one of the more impressive elements of the device. The translucent version, you can actually see the chipset and the motherboard, which is also pretty fun. In addition, this version in general has a backlight, like we said, so if we wanted to turn on the backlight, which I believe is activated, it tells you some information like your number. If we wanted to turn, there, the backlight is turned on. You can actually see the screen light up now, and there's actually like a flashlight, which is cool. You can shine this your way through on different environments. It's a cool feature to have in general, I think, because it's kind of like a flashlight, and it also lights up the screen, and you can just basically see if you want your silent, if you want it to beep, if you wanted to vibrate, like you just heard it there. That was a very nice feature. You can let it vibrate, and that's also fun. It's kind of like a modern-day vibration where you let it buzz, and then if you're in a conference, it's not going to beep anymore. It also has a vibration, device built in. It works really well during meetings and stuff. There's no pages. It tells you your time, which is automatically provided by the alarm. You can also manually set it. Of course, the time isn't right. There's also audio, and you can adjust your different features, and that's pretty much it. It's just a very basic, early model of a cell phone, except it has a lot more limited access in terms of communication and features. But it still is really small because it doesn't do a lot. It's tiny. Even compared to modern-day phones, it's just something absolutely tiny. I'm going to show you this compared to the Palm Pre Plus, which might seem like kind of a joke, but the Palm Pre Plus is known for a notoriously small device because it's only like 3.1 inches touchscreen. There's a pager compared to it. The pagers are absolutely small, so they don't actually define how a lot of stuff are. The older they are, the bigger they are. Pagers are actually very small because they don't do a lot. The black version in general is the exact same thing. It runs from the same AAA battery. I do like how the battery runs on this, and it does last for a long time. In my opinion, the black version is not as cool as the translucent versions, and that is only because it does the same thing and it's the same price, but unfortunately when you get the backlight on, turn that faded off, when you turn on the backlight, see if I can get the, yes, let the backlight on, you're not going to be able to see the flashlight because the plastic is so thick. In addition, it's a little bit of a damper color. It's a little bit more boring, but it still has the same features and the same times and vibration modes and all that stuff we've come to enjoy. So that's just a look back at pagers in general. It's a very cool, reduced technology these days, of course, but back then they were the ways of communication as we would see smartphones do for us today. Thanks for watching here at OSReviews.com. Check out our full reviews on OS and VTX Reviews.